Welcome to the SoLiMi Dreams channel. Gently turn off the lights in your room, slip on your headphones or set the volume just right and close your eyes. I hope sleep finds you peacefully, perhaps even before the story comes to an end. So now, without delay, let me softly begin tonight's story. The Red Lantern of Lum Street. Lum Street in Chinatown was once a vibrant road, illuminated nightly by scarlet lanterns hanging from shop fronts. But every local knew of the street's secret, a hidden curse lurking beneath the glow of its vivid lights. 20 years ago, during the annual Moon Festival, a tragic incident cast Lum Street into eternal shadow. A young woman named Meilin Zhao vanished mysteriously beneath the festive red lanterns, never to be seen again. Her disappearance was shrouded in whispers and rumors of the supernatural. From then on, people spoke of the Red Lantern Ghost, a vengeful spirit that roamed Lum Street every full moon, especially during the autumn festival nights. Locals claimed that Meilin was taken by a jealous entity, an evil spirit, angered by her beauty and the happiness she had brought into the neighborhood. Every year since her disappearance, the story grew darker, stranger, and more terrifying, and fewer dared to walk alone along Lum Street after dark. Emily Chen had always been fascinated by urban legends, drawn to the darker corners of cities where mysteries thrived. She had moved back to Chinatown after years of studying abroad, determined to write a novel inspired by Lum Street's eerie tale. On her first night back, Emily stood beneath the famous red lanterns, their crimson glow bathing her face in sinister hues. The street was deserted, an odd silence surrounding her, broken only by the distant clang of wind chimes. Still captivated by the story, came a gentle voice. She turned to see her childhood friend, Danny Lu, smiling uneasily. "I can't resist," Emily said. "There's something so compelling about tragedy." Danny frowned. "Just don't get too close. There's a reason people stay indoors at night." Emily laughed softly, dismissing his worry. "Ghost stories are just cautionary tales, Danny." Emily rented an old apartment above Lum Street Tea House, overlooking the place Meilin had vanished. Her first few nights were uneventful until the Moon Festival approached. Strange sounds disturbed her sleep. Whispers echoing down the narrow alleys, footsteps on cobblestones below, always fading away whenever she looked outside. One night, Emily awoke suddenly, convinced someone was inside her apartment. The air felt heavy, oppressive. The smell of incense was pungent. She reached for her phone, heart hammering, but froze as she glimpsed movement. A shadow drifting past her window, a silhouette of a woman in a flowing red dress. Emily rushed to the window, but the street below was empty, illuminated only by the lanterns swinging gently in the night breeze. She was alone, but a deep chill settled into her bones. Determined to unravel the mystery, Emily began interviewing locals. Most refused to talk, but one elder, Madame Feng, a lantern maker whose shop sat at the very spot of Meilin's disappearance, invited her inside. "The legend isn't just a story, Miss Chen," Madame Feng warned. Her ancient eyes shone mysteriously under the dim lantern lights. "Every lantern carries a soul, memories of those who passed beneath its glow." Emily asked hesitantly, "Do you think Meilin is trapped somewhere?" Madame Feng leaned forward. "No, she is not trapped. She is hunting." Emily shivered. "Hunting whom?" "Those who disturbed her peace," Madame Feng replied cryptically. "Stay inside on the night of the festival." But curiosity overpowered Emily's caution. On the night of the moon festival, Lum Street was quiet, the atmosphere dense with anticipation. Against all warnings, Emily stepped outside, camera in hand, determined to document whatever was behind the legend. The street was eerily empty. No celebrations, no laughter, only lanterns flickering ominously. As she moved cautiously, a familiar whisper caressed her ear, sending chills down her spine. "Emily," she spun around. "Who's there?" No one replied, but the lanterns above suddenly blazed brightly, illuminating a figure standing at the street's end. Her breath caught sharply. The figure wore a red dress, Meilin's dress, moving slowly, almost floating above the ground. "Are you Meilin?" Emily asked, her voice shaking. The figure approached slowly, face hidden beneath a veil of shadow. As she drew closer, Emily saw her clearly. Pale skin, dark eyes filled with anguish and fury. "Leave this place," the ghostly figure whispered. "I only want to know the truth," Emily said firmly, heart pounding violently. The apparition stopped, head tilted in sadness. "Truth. The truth is pain, betrayal. I was killed by jealousy, betrayed by those I loved." "Who?" Emily gasped, sensing the proximity of danger. "Ask Madame Feng," Meilin whispered bitterly. "She knows all." The lanterns abruptly flickered, plunging Emily into darkness. When light returned, the street was deserted again. Trembling, Emily raced to Madame Feng's shop. She found the old lantern maker sitting calmly, awaiting her. "You knew the truth," Emily accused. "You lied." Madame Ying sighed deeply. "I protected the street. Meilin was to marry my son, but another woman desired him. She poisoned Meilin on the festival night, and the lanterns watched silently. No one spoke of it." Emily felt sick. "Your son knew?" "Yes," Madame Feng whispered sorrowfully, "but his guilt killed him shortly after. Meilin's spirit remains, bound by anger, feeding on sorrow. You have to help her find peace, Emily pleaded. Madame Feng nodded reluctantly. It can only end if justice is served. That night, the lanterns glowed brighter, blood red, as Emily followed Madame Feng to the street center. Feng carried a small, ornate lantern, one she'd kept hidden for years, whispering prayers beneath her breath. Meilin, Madame Feng called out into the darkness, voice shaking. "Forgive us. Forgive me." The street stilled. The ghostly form materialized again, closer, colder. "Why should I forgive?" Meilin's voice echoed bitterly. Madame Feng knelt, tears streaming down her aged face. "Your suffering was great, your vengeance justified. I kept this truth hidden too long. Take your peace, Meilin. End this torment." The lantern in Feng's hand flickered violently. Emily gasped as Meilin reached out gently, touching the lantern. An intense flash of crimson light burst forth, illuminating the street vividly for a moment, before fading into calm darkness. When Emily's vision cleared, Meilin was gone, the oppressive presence lifted. Weeks later, Lum Street felt different. Emily had documented the truth, bringing closure to Meilin's tragic story. Lanterns still glowed nightly, but now their warm light felt protective rather than ominous. As Emily walked down the street, she smiled softly. Her novel was completed, but more importantly, Lum Street was healing. Yet some nights, if one looked carefully beneath the red lanterns, a faint silhouette could still be glimpsed, watching protectively, a guardian rather than a tormentor, her legend continuing silently in the heart of Chinatown. I hope you've already drifted off into a peaceful sleep. If not, I truly hope the upcoming stories on my channel will help you get there. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd be so happy if you liked and shared this video with your friends. It means a lot and gives me the encouragement to keep creating more stories like this.